My name's Ricky. I'm from Ascot and I'm a ServiceNow developer, currently working my first contract with Janus Henderson. I decided to work with Dave in the IT Contracting Academy to help me get my first contract. I kind of knew about it and I wanted to channel my internal entrepreneurial spirit and achieve what I wanted to be. I decided to invest in the live coaching program because after being on the free webinar, it kind of gave me the basics, but I wanted to understand some of the information in more detail, especially around the financials, how accounting works, and how to actually elevate my CV to the right level. Before working with David and getting into contracting, my life was working long hours to ensure that I was trying to push myself to the highest that I could be, working for a consultancy which cared more about the bottom line profits more than the people. These days, I now have control of where I work, who I work for, when I want to work, how I want to deliver that work, and I'm seen as a trusted advisor. Things that have been holding me back from going contracting previously were around family issues. Wanted to make sure that I was good enough to be at a contractor level. My perception of contractors were that they were very good at what they do. Actually knew everything about the product that I look after, which is ServiceNow. However, having worked alongside some contractors in the past, I found that I could actually achieve that level, and I was actually sometimes better in some cases than they were. So I could actually make the leap myself and take the control of where I want to work and be my own boss. Working with David has been really helpful, especially around setting the foundations of contracting. He's been a really good support when I need help and advice around some aspects like the accounting, sometimes trying to decide when to look at a contract and what to review, and just been a real support whenever I've needed. My first and main result that I achieved from working with the IT Contracting Academy was to get my first contract. One of the key phrases is your network is your net worth, and that certainly worked for me. Managed to use a lot of people that I know within the industry to help open some of the doors that I needed to get my first contract. The main thing for me has been that I've been able to spend more time with my family. I don't seem to be working all hours that I can to try and make those ends meet. Financially, it's given me the ability to relax a little bit and not to have to worry about how I'm going to be paying those nursery fees next month that I have to. I always recommend David to help you get into contracting. The advice that he gives is kind of helps you from, even if you have a little bit of knowledge of what contracting could entail, right through to like if you've got no knowledge whatsoever, it does help you set up. It's quite a good open forum. There are some really good questions that have been posed by the Facebook group. Dave always comes up and keeps us on track to make sure that we understand why we're looking at contracting in the first place. The Facebook Lives, especially some of the raw ones after he's been out on his runs. It kind of keeps it real for me and keeps us on track. I found my first year working with Dave really helpful, and certainly just gives all the advice that you really need to help you get going.